Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War raid stream, week 27, day 7. So today, of course, we're going to be going over all of the new event things that are going to be coming in next week. We're going to be getting quite a few troops. In total, we are actually getting 9 troops next week, 8 tomorrow and 1 on Friday, mostly because the 6 Guardian troops that we were supposed to get like, what was it, 2.5 years ago, 1.5 years ago, a very long time ago. We are finally getting tomorrow. They, of course, ended up coming in this most recent patch, specifically tomorrow on PC Mobile. I think consoles accidentally, unintentionally had it pretty much as soon as the patch went out. But it wasn't supposed to go out until this Monday. But anyways, other than that, of course, we have 2 troops actually coming in tomorrow. One is going to be just the standard Glory troop, and another one is going to be in the event key drop table. And as far as anything else, this Friday we have Bounty Hunter, so that's what's bringing in the knife new troop that's going to be coming in next week. But anyways, let me start going over these then. And of course, after that, we'll go and do level 500 Pure Faction for the most recent delve that ended up coming out. Unfortunately, I still did not have time today to go cover the video. I will very, very soon, TM. And we'll be covering some teams too, which is probably the more important part. Or, you know, the teams that you can use outside of the game mode. Because the faction itself isn't really that useful of one for the most part. Because it's just a, there's not enough loot rooms. So you'd never really actually go and farm it. However, the 2 troops are pretty useful. The rare from the kingdom, as well as the legend from the kingdom, from the faction, I should say. But anyways, let's go over all these troops. So there is 9 of them, as I mentioned. So we have several to go over right now. The first 3 that we're going to be going over, the one that are going to be coming in through Magrim Wood. So first we have here the Wargareth Brute. Ultra rare. You'll be able to get a bunch of brown blue trait stones if you want to stock up on them next week. It destroys a row, gains a bunch of life, and is boosted based on green gem destroyed at a 5x boost ratio. Then cleanse all other allies. The only bad thing about this is all other allies, which means he does not cleanse himself. Seems like an okay early game kind of cleanse. There's obviously much better cleanses that exist within the game. However, he might be an okay alternative for people that don't really have much in early game. Though I still feel like in comparison, something like a Herd Master would still be the better way to go. Also, it seems a little bit weird that its ability card kind of looks like it should be like offensive. Yet all it has is pretty much spell reduction and life gain. Well, I guess there's a little bit of a skill reduction too. It's kind of like the Guardian troops from, what's it called? From Hall of Guardians, from Whitehelm, that have both skill reduction and spell reduction. He's the same way, but just a little bit weaker in that regard. Overall, it doesn't really seem like much of what you would use, but it's an interesting concept. But I still feel like Herd Master in almost every situation will end up being a little bit better than it. But it's easy to obtain next week nonetheless. Also, hello everyone. Hello Rizzles. Hello Paulie. Hello Charles. Hello Xmoss. Hello Jelly Bean. Hello Birdleaf. Hello Joker. Hello Matt. Hello Drock Savage. Hello Bill. Hello T3. Oh, I see the little thingy thing upgraded. Those little monthly subscription things that we have. That's pretty cool. So it looks like the first people have finally gotten them to the little next tier, because we've had them active for a month now. Anyways, guys, thanks again. Greatly appreciated. Definitely helps out a lot. The small little donations. But anyways, next up, we have the Krampus. This is the legendary that's going to be in the event key drop table next week. So the exact drop rate on that is, I actually forget, what is drop rate on legends on event keys these days? That's not it. The drop rate for him next week is 3.2%, though technically slightly lower. It's effectively closer to about 1%, because I believe there's 3 legends that are within the drop table there. So somewhere's around there. But nonetheless, he'll be in the event key drop table, 3.2% chance per legend off of those. However, do keep in mind that he's not the only legend within the drop table. There's like 3 or 4. But anyways, he deals damage to an enemy and submerges them. Wait, submerges the enemy? I didn't actually notice that earlier. To an enemy, and then... Oh, okay, I see. It's one of those things that gives... kind of like the other guy that gives negative effects to your allies. This thing can actually give a positive effect to the enemy. So it'll either submerge them or devour them or transform them into a daemon and knock them to the back. That is such a weird combination of things to have. So that's about a 1/3 devour. That doesn't seem like it'll be that worth it, just because of how ridiculously random that will be. Not to mention 2 of those 3 aren't really that good, but obviously the devourer would be. But that's way too inconsistent to use. It also gets to deal 5 damage to a random enemy when matching red gems. However, I don't really feel like you would use this in any kind of red loop, as he doesn't really have any capability to red loop. Not to mention, he's the exact same mana cost of Yagwe. And if you had the choice between this Krampus and Yagwe, you're definitely going Yagwe. So this thing seems, honestly, rather useless. But yeah, it's really useless for a legendary. Wow. You might as well just use Yagwe in 100% of situations. I can't think of a single thing where this thing will be better than Yagwe, especially since it's so red-based and would be used in similar teams anyways. So, yeah, no point in really doing much with that. Obviously, you might still want to obtain them for completionist sake and for Kingdom Star levels. But from a natural usefulness perspective, you're probably not going to touch that thing. Next up, we have all of the troops that are going to be coming in later in the week. Or sorry, this one will be coming in later in the week. The other 6 will be coming in tomorrow as well. But this is the... They just didn't show it on the little post thingy on their website. But so we had to go on a third-party website. Of course, TerranceWorld.com. Link is in the description if you're wondering where I pull up all the spoiler stuff from. But Dyer Cub, this is going to be coming out this Friday. It's the 3rd Mergrim Woods troop that's going to be coming out soon, TM. But as far as what this ends up doing, this has a give magic +1 life to the first 2 allies, or give magic +1 attack to them. So pretty good in that it'll be able to cover both life and attack. Or it'll grant a random positive stats effect to them. I'm not sure if those will be the same stats effect or different stats effects. We'll find out later. However, it should be pretty decent for Guild Wars. I mean for, not Guild Wars, for Bounty Hunter, obviously. The only big issue with this is he is brown-red, and given that Feral Hound and Tagraki are also brown-red, it has a really big mana conflict with other things that are already very useful. But he is pretty useful nonetheless. Other than that, he has standard bounty thing. He has a half mana start, which is pretty good given what his ability is. And he also has a stone link, so you don't even necessarily need to put a banner into him, since he already has a +1 into himself. It also makes it a little bit less bad if you end up using it with a Tagraki or something similar, simply because there's so many brown mana accumulation bounty hunters, and in combination with +1 additional brown, even if you're blocking something like a Tagraki, it won't really matter as much, since you're still going to be getting that extra +1 brown to feed into both of them. And if you do some mana generation with it, it's as if you're not even really blocking it that much. So, yeah, overall, shouldn't be too bad. I'll have to see how it is in action. It's definitely not going to be one of the best bounty hunter troops, but it doesn't take much to be a good bounty hunter troop, and he is a good bounty hunter troop. Obviously, you wouldn't really use him outside of that game mode, but for the game mode itself, it seems like it'll be fine. One other thing to consider him for is I believe this is the only attack buff that you can do other than off of your hero within Bounty Hunter, isn't it? I don't believe anything else had an attack buff yet. So you can use this with anything that has a 2x skull damage. If it happens to be a week where you can get 2x skull damage on everything, attack buff it easily off your bounty troop rather than having to use your hero with Earth's Fury or something and simply play it out that way. So that could potentially end up working out decently too for those niche situations in Bounty Hunter. And lastly, we have 6 new troops that are going to be coming in, all through seal keys. This was something that they were mentioning for a very long time now. However, they never really got around to it until just this most recent patch, specifically tomorrow. But these are 6 new Guardian troops, all of which are going to be in the seal key drop table. They are not going to be conflicting with the other drops. So, for example, if you already have the other drops to 4 copies of Mythic, they will be out of the drop table. And every single time you get one of these drops to 4 copies of Mythic, it will also be out of the drop table. So, for example, if you have 3 major orbs, you can go get 1 copy of these things, or 4 copies of these things, use a major orb of Ascension on it, get it all the way maxed, get it fully maxed, leveled and everything, and then boom, it no longer will be able to fall into drop table. And then at that point, you'll be able to go and simply have a smaller drop table to go get the other ones a little bit quicker, and then you'll be back to just getting normal gem keys. Also, if you don't end up doing it that way, I believe we did the math, and it's about 45,000 seals or so in order to go and get all of these to maxed if you were to use no orbs of ascension whatsoever. So by 45,000, I mean 45,000 seals. Obviously not 45,000 seal keys, but 45,000 seals would be enough to end up getting all of them, most likely. Of course, that could be not the case depending on luck or lack thereof, but that would be the way that you'd get around it. But unfortunately, during the entire time, half your drops are going to be not gem keys, which would greatly devalue it, and a lot of people are just going to be using orbs on it simply because it would save a lot of seal key value, especially if you're using them basically as a gem key equivalent. And it's even easier to use them as a gem key equivalent now that what's it called? Now that they end up increasing the seal cap per day or per week. You can now get 2,000 per week rather than 1,500, while the cap for max chests are still 40,000. So it'll be even easier than ever in order to be able to go get the 40,000 you need in order to go get the troops. Let's see. We don't have a damage dealer bounty hunter troops for a while now. I know we haven't really been getting any. Turgraki is vastly superior to any other damage source within the within bounty hunter, and it's weird because we only get one bounty hunter troop every single month. So yeah, it's pretty obvious when we don't get one for a while because it's been like almost half a year since we've really gotten a proper damage source. Technically, you could even say Turgraki was the most recent actual useful damage source in bounty hunter, because the few that may have came after him were pretty irrelevant, if any even came out of him since then. Can't even recall. Let's see. Hello, Mobarashi. Hello, AG Walker. Oh, yeah, the one that Drock Savage just posted, TerranceWorld.com, is the one that we got all the spoilers for. It's also in the description, or you can just copy-paste it from what he just mentioned. Let's see. Anyways, let's go over these. So, each of these is obviously only using one color. This is obviously going to be very beneficial with Vispera if you're going to run it that way. Their final traits can also make them useful in a few other particular situations. But anyways, as far as what they do, this one deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy, or random enemies. Excuse me. To a random enemy. An enemy is boosted by each, it is boosted by each enemy's life at a 4-to-1 boost ratio. So that's quite a bit of damage, since that's basically going to be doing their entirety of their HP to a single troop. Basically meaning if you had a full team on the opposing team and you had them armor tiered, his first hit would actually one-shot. Kind of reminds me a little bit of how that one blue-purple troop works from... Oh, why can I not remember her name? But that one blue-purple troop from Pride Lands that has an HP boost ratio off the opposing team reminds me to be very similar to that of that ability and premise, just with slightly different traits that overall would make it better. As far as what it has, it deals double skull damage versus purple. Keep in mind that all of these, if I'm not mistaken, have double skull damage versus their same color, as well as 50% skull reduction, making them particularly good against teams that are pure color in nature as well. So very, very few instances where you would ever really actually bring that out. However, it is something to consider if the enemy's still using 2 or 3 of that color, since you'll still be able to utilize it to a decent degree. But it's very situational, obviously. But each of them do have a unique final trait. In this case, it gives 4 to all skills to all Rashka allies. Every single time it matches a extra turn there. So that'll be able to apply every single time you end up doing any extra turn off the board. And this will be good because all of these also do it into themselves. So at minimum, they'll be getting that bonus onto themselves. However, they can also get it onto other allies that share that typing with them. Next up, we have the one for Brown. It does magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, boosted by entangled allies at a 5 times boost ratio. And if the enemy uses brown mana, it deals double the amount of damage, making him even more of a counter to Brown. It deals, obviously, double damage to Browns, 50% score reduction, and his unique thing is giving Urskea troops a bunch of benefits. This one's actually a bit more useful, because there are quite a few Urskea troops that might not be the most meta of things, but combined with Sentinel Hero class, combined with the 50% mana start, you can kind of get these things rolling, especially when you end up giving them 4 additional to all skills, to all Urskea allies every single time you match an extra turn. That's going to stack up a lot of capability with Urskea teams and make Sentinel a little bit more viable than it currently is. I feel like Titan, Plague Lord, and a few other things are kind of outmatching Sentinel these days. However, in combination with this, it could potentially buff it up to the point where it's used a decent amount more often, since you can simply go gain 4 magic and everything else per extra turn when using it in this kind of team. And you'd naturally have a half mana start off of just using your Urskea half mana start. Or not naturally, but you know, you'd have it on the team. Next up, for the red one, this deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, boosted by my life. So this one boosted based on itself at a, what is that boost ratio? It's a 0.13. What is that, a 1 in 8? I believe that's a 1 in 8. Pretty sure that's a 1 in 8. So every 8 life he has does 1... Yeah, that seems like a 1 in 8. So every 8 life he has does 1 additional damage to his ability, is what that is. I don't think we've ever seen a 1 to 8 boost ratio like that. It's kind of weird. But that's what he has. And, oh, sorry. It's boosted by his life, attack, and armor. That makes even more sense because of the type of troop it is. It's a Taurus troop. yeah, it's kind of like a Ketris, kind of a very, very mini Ketris in a way. But similar to all the other ones, it deals double to red, or the same color that it is, a 50% score reduction, and it gains 4 to all skills to all Tauruses whenever getting an extra turn. So obviously this will be pretty good with things like Ketris and anything that uses a pure Taurus team, as many Tauruses within the game have a boost ratio that boosts based on all of their stats. Magic boosts up their magic for their damage ability, and life, attack, and armor boost up their damage as well for their cast. So this is going to be pretty good with Tauruses. So another one that's going to actually be decently viable. Those are probably the main two, the one that we just showed so far. Other than that, we have ourselves Finis. This one's probably not going to be as viable with what currently exists, but it's the yellow one. However, of course, this could work with Vespera if you want to go down that route. But it deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy. If the enemy uses yellow mana, deal double damage. And if there's a storm, give 6 mana to all other allies. Unfortunately, that does not apply its mana to itself since it says all others. It has double damage against yellows, obviously, 50% score reduction. And its unique thing is 4 to all skills to all Strixes. Strixes aren't really that viable in the current state of the game. And the other problem with that is most of them are not full AoE in damage. So it's a little bit of a weird combination to have with them. There's a few of them in there, but overall, I don't really feel like you're going to be using this. It might have some kind of viability into the future. However, at this exact moment in time, I feel like it might not have much that it can be used for. Other than that, next one, we have ourselves the green variant. This deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy. If the enemy uses green mana, deal double damage. And there's a 25% chance to devour a random enemy. So this could be kind of interesting in that all the damage as well as the devour could all hit completely different enemies, in which case it would get pretty good value. The only problem is it could get a lot of these hitting the same enemy and not get as much value. However, having a devour like that on something that's so easy to obtain is going to be pretty fine. So you're going to have a 25% chance on a common. I believe this might be... Wait, is this the only common? No, there's other commons that have it. But I believe this is the highest devour rate on any common in the entire game. I don't think any common has a higher devour rate than 25%. So that's going to be pretty cool, given that he's already going to be doing an okay amount of damage. This also synergizes pretty well with the fact that, similar to all the other Guardians, he deals double damage to his color, which is green. So if you're up against a green team and you can get a free Devour on them, you're pretty much one-shotting them after that Devour, which is going to be pretty cool. Other than that is 50% score reduction, of course, which is even better since he'll be gaining a lot of stats from the Devour, assuming he gets one. And he also ends up giving all War Gear allies 4 to all skills whenever matching an extra turn. Unfortunately, War Gears are pretty bad in the current state of the game. This might change over time, but as it currently stands, it is not that useful. So, next thing. Let's see. You do it when he says anyways. Oh, you're going to have to drink a lot if you drink every single time I say anyways. What you guys do in drinking games because it's getting close to the holidays? Gosh, don't overdrink. I'm going to be going to a friend's house, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to overdrink, and I'm just not going to drink anything. They're going to be so drunk. It's going to be funny to watch. Anyways. Hello, analysts. Finally did the faction. Only level 500 in the latest delve. Came to last match with a full team and lost 3 of them, but barely got a skull in the end. Yeah, we're going to be doing it right after this. We'll be doing it in a moment, and then we'll probably hand out the code right after, but hopefully we'll be able to get it without any kind of hiccups with it. Let's see. He pinpointed your king all the time. Well, worst comes to worst, you could run it just off your first 2 slots, just off your tanks. They can outlive them if you can get enough lifesteal quick enough. Let's see. Every time Tacet says other than that, I take a shot. You give yourself 30 minutes before you pass out. Haha. Wait, do I say other than that a lot? I say anyways a lot. I don't think I say other than that a lot. Unless I'm referring to multiple things in a session. Or, in... What's that word? In a session? When you do it back to back to back. Why am I saying that word incorrectly? But hello, Jeremy. Welcome, welcome. Anyways. Next troop. Wait, there's only one more left, right? Or am I clicking them wrong? Wait, why is it coming up as the same one? Did I open the same one twice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did. Why did I open the same one twice? Anyways, blue. This one is the final one that we have, of course. Deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, boosted by poison enemies at a 5 times boost ratio. And if the enemy uses blue mana, it'll end up dealing double the damage. As far as what it has, it deals double, of course, to blue enemies. Has Stone Skin for 50% score reduction. And it has a bonus to all Nagas, 4 to all skills. So this will end up being a decent buff if you're going to be using a pure Naga team. However, you're never really going to be using a pure Naga team. That if you do happen to do it, you can do it with Regali though, and a few other Nagas that have a pretty decent poison. So you're almost always going to be able to get that full boost ratio. However, there are going to be so few situations where this will ever be viable that you're probably never going to use it. So yeah, it's not going to be that useful overall. I feel like overall, the most useful ones that are going to be of these ones are going to be Brown. Probably is the most viable. Defiance seems like it's going to be the absolute most viable. Just because our Skeas, out of all 6 of these typings, is pretty much the typing that's already not horrible. And in combination with these stats, combined with Sentinel Hero class with a half mana start, it should be decent. We'll just have to see how it ends up panning out. Other than that, I'm not even sure what the next best would be. Probably the Taurus one, just because of boost ratio. And also because he has Devour. But I feel like Brown and Green overall is going to be best. Brown because it could make our Skeas finally viable to be using. And Green just because overall his ability seems the best. The fact that he has a Devour on top of it, on top of everything else. Wargareths aren't horrible. That's questionable. They're not the greatest, however, given that he's so decent in synergy with something like a Wolf Garrick, he might be okay. Because Wolf Garrick can now gain, what, 6 magic per extra turn? Because he gains magic off his own ability to all Wargears. Plus this thing gives him magic. So in that combination, Wargear might finally have enough magic in order to go and actually get a Devour. Because, of course, he's kind of like an Ubistet in a way, in that he needs to get a kill in order to get a double kill. And the only problem with him, though, is unlike Ubistet, Wolf Garrick has a very, very low base damage. But Ubistet has a pretty decent base damage, especially with his boost ratio. But that's always been Wargear's biggest issue, is he doesn't do enough magic damage. However, this will pretty much fix his magic damage problem, since he can stack a bunch of magic not only off his new trait that they ended up getting several months back when they end up reworking him, which didn't make him viable, but in this combination it might, as well as in combination with this extra 4 magic. So every single extra turn, I believe, is 6 magic. Let me go double check that. So how much magic does he have total? So if we go over here, let's go to Wolf Garrick real quick. Where'd he go? So we can see he gets 2 magic. So yeah, I was right. You gain 6 magic every single extra turn then. Because between the other thing giving 4 and him giving 2, every extra turn you do will give you 6 magic. And he only has a 27 base damage. Even with all the magic we have, he only has a 27 base damage. That is absurdly low. And obviously the 6 magic per extra turn might finally make him viable, since he'll gain enough magic to actually get kills, which means he's actually going to get Devours. And when he can actually get Devours, he's not that bad. He has a 100% Devour rate if and only if he can get a kill. The Devour is random. However, once he gets his first Devour, he is one of the only few Devours in the entire game that has Impervious. So that's a pretty good combination. Actually, now that I think of it, is he the only Devour with Impervious? Why do I feel like there's at least one other one? But he might be the only one now that I think about it, or at least the only one that has a 100% rate of it, assuming you get kill. I don't recall another one off the top of my head. I'm thinking as I'm drinking water, but I still can't think of any. But anyways. Good evening, James. Welcome. So, let's go to the main thing that we want to go do. And that is, of course, we need to go do Purification. We still need to go finish out this event. You still have some time to go do it. 5 hours and 31 minutes left. So, still time in there. However, it is time to go bring out Pure. And Pure is right over here. Then we'll go hand out code. I still have it over here. Boom, boom. Get that. Grab that. Grab that. Grab that. And we're good to go. So, with all this, let's go put it in and get this event done. That is not the event. And let's go get the event done. So click there, paste, and should be good to go. So this is Purification. Manage team, paste. So, Frostwraith, King. Frostwraith is right. Or Frostfire Wraith, I should say. But Wraith, King is the way that we're going with this. Hero class won't really matter. And we're just setting the banner of the kingdom itself. So this should hopefully end up working. We're currently running off of 5 bonuses. So we have 35 additional stats right now for that. We actually only have it at level 100 kingdom. Or faction, I should say. However, it's still going to be enough to get this done. And it should be. We're about to find out. But we should have enough stats to be able to get through. Also, I forgot to go switch up my medals. I forget what I currently have. Oh, I feel like whatever I have is not correct, so we'll go and change that in a moment. Not too big a deal, because I believe this first battle we'll be able to do without actually losing anyone. Hopefully, because we won't, it could be a little bad otherwise. Okay, we'll take that, take our skull. We're going to be wanting to cast these a decent amount just to make sure they don't die. Particularly the first slot, just to make sure he definitely doesn't die. So we can get our Fire Freeze there. He does get a little bit of boost ratio off of that too. However, obviously not that useful given that stats when this high doesn't get as much of a benefit from a boost ratio like that, since it's a static amount of increase. We'll go for another one of these. We're going to basically constantly have the enemy team both frozen and burned with this combination of team. We'll just keep poking some life drain. Do keep in mind that life steal does only work on the existing life that they have. The only exception to that is if they have barrier, in which case it will still do the full amount of life. However, if they have a different amount of life that isn't the amount that you're doing as damage, it will do less. So for example, if he only has 82 HP right there and we hit him for, never mind, we don't, we're doing more damage than what is enough. But if he had lower HP than our amount of damage, we would only steal, or we would only gain HP equal to the amount of damage we actually did. Which I can't show right here because we're already past that point, but we'll get that down. Do I not have a useful color there? Let's take red for now. You can have more than one of the same troop for that team, yes. Pure faction can run multiple of the same troop. The only requirement is that they're all from the faction. You are allowed to multiple up on the 4 from the faction. As long as you're using any combination of the 4 troops from the faction, you can do it. Even if that means 4 of the exact same troop, or 2 of one and 2 of another, or 2-1-1, or however you want to run it. As long as you are only using the 4 troops that are from the faction itself, it'll count as pure faction. You do not have to use one of each. You can use one of each. You'll get a full bonus if you do, for your team as such. But in quite a few factions, almost every faction in the game, you get you might get a higher bonus, but you have less synergy when you end up doing... that might seem rather ironic, but you actually have less synergy when you spam the same one. Mostly because some of the Guardian or some of the faction troops are just too useless to really get much value out of. So you tend to only use the better ones that are from the faction for actually upscaling. And in this case, for this faction, it is the double Wraith into the double King as the one of the more viable options. There's several different combinations. However, that's by far the 2 most viable troops from this kingdom. So 20% is right. I guess we'll go for magic for the other 2 though, instead of armor, obviously. And you could change that to whatever you want, but we're going 20% into 8 magic. You could also put that into a bunch of HP, though I would advise the 20%. Helps get them going a little bit quicker for the start of the battle. Well, let's keep going. We'll probably take the bottom path since it'll hopefully be easier. Unfortunately, this is a delve where we're required to do 4 battles. So we're going to have to do 1 additional battle compared to the shortest combination that we could ever get. But it's still going to be worth it. We'll have to do it eventually anyways. You need to buy 10 packs of the last potion to get this done. So far at 5, hopefully we can get it done. I'm not sure how difficult the final battles will end up being, especially since we'll have slightly more stats to have to deal with, given how far we're going in. Who knows, maybe we can pick up an Agile on the side. I didn't bother double checking the treasure rooms to see if any of them have a beneficial trait. Those have existed for several months now, and we can actually just take a side room in order to get a good trait now. I'm not sure if we have any, but we should probably go double check just in case we do. I probably went in the wrong direction for it already. Let's see. You need about 10 packs to get it done. The troops from the last battle hit you very hard. Yeah, that's going to be probably the biggest issue, is keeping our team alive for the final battle, because we don't have any kind of way to really reduce it. We can reduce down their skulls. We have no way of really reducing down their cast damage, though, which is going to be a problem. However, if we skull distract enough off a final battle, I think we're going to be fine. Well, we'll see how things go. Oh, he has a weird skull. He better not hit with that. It's a very uncommonly used troop, but it can kill. Luckily, his first slot has a little bit lower of a skull attack. They could barely tell with how high stats are, but it does technically have a slower skull attack than what we might need to deal with normally. Ooh, he did hit. Luckily, our skull reduction actually made that to do almost nothing, so I guess that works. I'll take a red for now. Wraith being its annoying self. Let's see. Take that for now. Don't really have a good option here. Guess we could try for Skull for Sky. Good, a little extra turn skull. Gotta be real careful with his reflect. It's reflecting what, 25%? Yeah. What else? Take a blue. Grab our pokety poke. Life steal that. Skull that. Frostfire it. Worst comes to worst, we could always upgrade the faction further instead of buying more packs. Because we still have 2 other battles. So we don't need to buy more packs for the sigils. If we were to do it, we'd do it for the stats. So if we need more stats, we could just upgrade the kingdom. Not to mention, I believe we have 50% bonus on it too. We do. Because it's Stormheim. So we can end up doing that too if we end up needing more stats. I think we'll be fine for the next 2 battles, however... oh, excuse me. However, the final battle might be questionable. Hello, Gustavo! Hello, Haley. Welcome, welcome. Keyline bought 6. Well, let's see if we can beat him with 5 then. We could easily do it with 5 if we actually upgrade our treasure even higher than 100. I think this time we're going to try leaving it at 100 though if we can. Just to save the treasure for future factions. However, we'd gain even more of a benefit if we did upgrade it because we do have 50% into it. Due to the new faction system. Or due to the new kingdom system of deeds from a little while back. But yeah, his lifesteal is keeping him alive pretty decently. Which is what I thought would happen for most of these battles. The biggest issue is going to be the cast damage on final battle. It's probably going to be the biggest issue with how it presses damage. Because I'm not too overly concerned about the skulls, because that's why we have 2 of him. We can let the first one die in the final battle. Ideally, we bring this entire team to final battle, though, of course. But we can let the first one die. Purely let every single skull go to the enemy and don't even touch them. And just simply bulk up the team and keep poking with the other abilities we have. It's probably going to be the game plan. Okay, let me double check if any of these side rooms are useful. No. 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 And no. Okay. Let's see. Definitely not Glaceon. Oh no. Oh no. They're both bad. Do I go Glaceon? I think I go Glaceon, even though it's riskier, just because it creates a bunch of blue that we need, as well as, he's going to be frozen anyways. I don't think it has immune to freeze, does it? Wait, does Glaceon have immune to freeze? It doesn't have immune, right? No, it does. Never mind. No. Okay, we might... Oh, no, they both have immune to freeze. Oh, no. No, this is a problem. Rip. We might need to run away and just restart the stealth. Okay, I guess we'll try it. They both have immune to freeze, though. The other one is Krog the Dread, which is impervious, which is immune to everything. So regardless, we have to deal with immune to freeze. I think we go to Glaceon route, to be honest. Just because it creates blue and we need so much blue. Everything he has creates blue, pretty much. Everything except his Wraith creates blue. So I think we go down this route just because it's going to be creating us favorable mana. We should probably run away, but I'm going to see if we can take this battle without dying. If he misses his ability, we win. All I need him to do is miss one cast, and we'll be fine. So that's the plan I'm going for here. I think we'll be able to survive. Let's hope. I'll throw that down. Oh, I should have taken that. Good, he didn't grab it. Nice. I gotta take every skull we can, though. Though he has so much skull reduction. That might be an issue. But if we could press him down, that might be the way to go. Okay. Life steal. Keep stealing. Every single blue or yellow I see I should probably be taking, though. Especially because I need to be denying... Actually, I need to be denying brown and purple, more so than anything. However, I can't really be going out of my way to take those manas, but I can deny brown there by taking blue, so I guess that's worth it. He'll take a bunch of blue. At least he can't feed into his thing that way. That's a little bit fine if he just does that. I believe our entire team is insulated, doesn't it? No. That'd have been cool if they made them like a frost mage and had insulated on these. They actually don't. However, these have insulated, right? No, never mind. Wait, why didn't he freeze then? What? Deal damage to an enemy. Oh, bless. Aha. I was going to say, why on earth did he not freeze? It's because he hit on something that had bless. Never mind. That makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's keep spamming our first slot then. I ideally want him to not die. Especially if he gets a Glaceon. That's fine. A little poke damage there. I don't have any good casts to take here, though, so I guess we'll steal a little bit more life. Come on, die first slot. If we can steal life 3 more times, he dies. That might be the way to go before we cast anything else. Only problem is I can't take his mana right now. There we go, now we can. And have a double skull chance off of Sky, too. Didn't get either, of course. Luckily, we still had our barrier. How on earth did we still have barrier? But we had it. We're not frozen yet either, so we'll grab that, get full mana. Oh, I say that. Never mind, we are frozen on the one. Unfortunate, but go life steal, and one more will do it. Will we actually be able to get the kill before he gets a Glaceon? That would be pretty insane if we do. We might get away with it. He'll go take a move. He'll probably set us up with a blue, and then he dies in 2 turns. Oh, oops. There was already a blue. I thought there wasn't. Fail. But it works. We killed him before he got a single Glaceon. There we go. We won. See, that's why I wanted to go for this battle. Alright, we should be fine now. Because Glaceon was the only threat. And it created so much blue that it just helps us more so than actually disabling us. Because it keeps creating our color. My biggest concern with the other one was Rockworm, or the other worm was going to loop too much. Particularly Rockworm. Because obviously we do not want a lot of brown on the board. A lot of blue is beneficial though, obviously, given our entire team is blue. And our banner's set to like, what, a double blue-yellow or a double yellow-blue? It's one or the other. We'll take that. Actually, which one is it set? We can see in battle now. It's set to a double blue-yellow, yeah. So having a lot of blue is very beneficial. Even if it wasn't +2 blue, obviously it's beneficial given that it's our entire team. But, do I hold? I think I hold till the other guy gets mana. I don't have any other moves, so I guess I'll cast, just because he's going to create blue anyways. And that probably gives us a blue move, which it definitely does. Grab that, boom. Should be interesting when he notices what that did to the final battle. Oh, wait. Does this have freeze on every skull? That's not too big a deal for final battle. We don't have anything that's extra turn dependent. But yeah, doesn't this thing give freeze to every single thing? Or does it have immune to freeze? Oh, wait. Did this just give insulated to final battle? Never mind. That could be a problem. That actually could be a problem. Though it might not be as big of a problem. Because we're not really extra turning that much. Most of our turns will not be for extra turn. Nothing on this team is board control. Ooh, he actually got a kill. That's actually more concerning than even having insulated on final battle. The fact that he just got a kill on one of those already. We can get a lot of durability on these two. I can't really do it so much for the other. You know what? Someone said 4 rafts earlier. I think they might be right. And the main reason for that is you can keep rafts alive. You cannot keep this thing alive. I think we're going to try 4 rafts. Because we can. And because it has the highest chance of not dying out of anything. Also because it synergizes into pure true damage. Unfortunately, he does not have any link. He doesn't have a blue or yellow link. So putting multiple isn't going to help him get mana. Which brings us down to only 2 manas. Okay, we already lost half our team there. Looks like by the end of this, we're only going to have 1. Though, just for fun, I want to see if 1 can solo the final battle. I'm actually really curious if that could be a thing. For whatever reason, I feel like that's slightly possible. Assuming we can outpace him enough. I don't think we can outpace him enough with only 1, though. But I actually do want to try that real quick. Okay, we'll try for sky blue or red. Perfect. Take our skull, and he's dead. Okay, so we have 1 now, and I guess technically 1 of the other. So we got to keep 1 and 1, so he still gets some extra really small bonus. But let's see what happens here. I'm curious. We're gonna try it. Can we kill it with only 2 troops? Okay, game plan. He has Wraith in first slot, which is why I think we can get away with this. If we can out-Wraith his Wraith, we win. The only problem is he steals even more than us. Substantially more than us. But if we can out-Wraith his Wraith, we win this battle. And we can solo with literally Wraith solo. And we'll just have him as backup. But I think we can legitimately get away with Wraith solo. With enough luck. If we can kill him before he ever casts, or kill him in a timely manner, we should be fine. And then we can solo the rest of the team with Wraith solo. I have this as an ability. I don't think I want to use it, though. We'll try for yellow off of Sky, and we actually got it. Wow, that was lucky. We'll take that for free turn. Skull I ignore because we still have Skull. Plus we're just focusing true damage anyways. I think I'll just go for cast. He'll take Skull, I take yellow. He gets purple off of that, unfortunately, but we get the mana we need. I do not have a drop for that. I guess I could try for it off the Sky. Didn't get it. Ooh, he got Skull. We're going to have to take the Skull. Just so he doesn't. Good, we got mana off of Cascade. Come on, 2 more hits, 2 more hits. 1 more hit. Somehow find a mana. Okay, there's 1. Please, 1 more blue. What do you do? Ooh, you better not get extra turn. If he doesn't get extra turn, we won. We actually just soloed with it with a Wrath. If he does not get extra turn here, we won. No! Okay, good. He didn't cast the right one. Never mind. We're still in this. If he would have cast Wrath, he would have ended the battle right there. But we're in this. We might actually legitimately Wrath solo him. Okay, this delve's super easy, apparently. You can get lucky enough to kill it with 1 Wrath. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We can still die off a Frost Mage. That's a lot of damage per cast. Never mind. It's not over yet. Should I even be casting my own? I feel like the answer to that is no. However, there's no good move to take off this board, so I might just have to. Because Burn's doing such a minuscule amount of damage to them, obviously. Oh, what do we even grab? Problem is there's no good manas for us. Almost need to take a red just to deny his red. I don't even necessarily need that much red, but I need him not getting it. There's no good moves here. There are still no good moves here. And I also feel like I'm going to give him a shuffle. If nothing else, I'm giving him mana, which is obviously not good. We'll try for red Sky. At least got blue off of it. Nope, looks like the little guy won't be able to solo. Aw, he tried. Really unlucky board. The whole second half of this battle has been super unlucky. Well, at least he didn't take the yellow there. Grab the blue so it leaks into the other one. Do I take the skull or do I not take the skull? I think we have enough skull reduction that we just ignore them. And let them get skull distracted off everyone. I'm going to do it this way so we can hopefully get double turn yellow when we can. Go for that, get our life steal again. I actually need this thing to survive because I believe it's overall way less damage than the other guy. Yeah, it just deals damage to an enemy boosted by blue and freeze. We actually want this to survive as long as possible. So it blocks blue with his last slot, and then we can just worry about red denial. But yeah, I think we might just legitimately run 4 Wraths. Because 1 Wrath can almost solo, and 2 Wraths can almost guarantee solo. I would Skull Distract, but we don't have any mana, so I'd have to kind of take the Skull. I'm going to try for Sky Yellow. Nice, we actually got it, wow. We're getting all the lucky extra turns when we need them. Well, we'll take another life steal. This will be really hilarious if we Wrath solo this. Technically, it's not solo, I guess, because we do have 1 other troop, but it's pretty close to a solo Wrath. Do I let him hit him? Or hit us? I believe so. Ooh, he gets double. That was too much damage. I think I still let him take it, though. Just because the HP is way more important. Or is it? Given that it's double blue, I probably should. Right, our HP is dangerously low now. Every other skull from here forth I do have to take. This one I technically don't, because then he could just move that. Ooh, he got so much value out of that, though, unfortunately. That was a ridiculous amount of value. Alright, we'll just try for that skull for now. Didn't get it. Ooh, 1-shot range. No! He came so far. But that's dead. He's dead next turn. Oh, he's not dead. He's still got this. It's not over yet. Oh, I forgot we're frozen. That's a thing. Oops. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. We're dead. RIP. It came close, though. Okay, new plan. Raph's strong enough just to solo it. Let's do that. Fight. And spam all these. It's one word, isn't it? Or did I spell it wrong? Oh yeah, I spelled it as Frost. Frost. Frostwraith. There we go. A diverse team of 4 Frost Wraiths. A very well-balanced team. Okay, let's solo him with just this. We should be fine. All of the true damage. Okay, now we just spam true damage like crazy. Yeah, really strong rare, to say the least. It is the lowest rarity troop in the game that has 65% score reduction. I believe it's also the only troop that has 65% score reduction that has an HP gain, which is obviously relevant since more HP on higher durability is good. But I don't recall any other 65% reduction that has life gain. There's an 80% reduction with life gain. However, there's no 65% reduction with a life gain. And the 80% one's a useless mythic. However, this one's definitely useful because it actually has damage and everything. And it's such a low rarity troop that newer players can use it too. This thing is super easy to obtain. You could throw with less than 100 shards at Frostfire. You likely, almost everyone already has it if you participate in this event at all. And he's a rare, so he's really easy to level trait and even get his perks. Actually, I should probably go do that. I know I was saving some for tomorrow, but for the sake of getting this done a little bit easier and a little bit quicker, I should probably go upgrade him, since he's literally the only thing we're using. Would be quite beneficial to go give him slightly more stats by getting him fully maxed out. And he is a rare, so it's not going to take that many at all. It'll cost 3, it'll cost 3 Yasmins and one, why can I not remember its name? 1 Cedric. So with that, we'll be able to go get him a bunch of extra stats. Let's see, what is his typing? He is that knight thing, so he gains a lot of HP and armor. That's actually the better one that's even tankier. So he actually got the better tanky one. That's kind of cool because he gains a lot of life from that and an okay amount of armor. In the context of delves, it's not that much stats, but given that we're getting it to every single troop, I think we're gaining a total of like 60 durability or something across the entire team. So putting it that way, it sounds a little bit higher at least. Still not an extremely substantial amount, but every little bit helps. Guess we'll take the skull. It gives him red, but that doesn't really matter much given the situation. Let's try for Sky Red. Actually, double extra turn Sky Red. Nope, didn't get it. Obviously, we don't need the mana, but we do need the extra turn. Like, we almost got it there. There's 1 red off. Would Rowan or Gob be good options for first medals? I didn't ever put it into Rowan, just because it has... it doesn't gain that much of a benefit. It just gains 6 magic, which on something like split damage doesn't do as much. So I didn't actually even bother upgrading that yet. I normally just put it into all the better lower rarity troops, just because they're way easier to upgrade. Things like Leprechaun and Apothecary and such. All the support ones that you're going to use a lot. That don't gain much of a benefit from being meddled, but you use them so much that they do gain a benefit from having the upgrades. How's he not dead? There we go. Okay. What are our other rooms? That one has silence and a bunch of annoying things. This one shouldn't be as bad. I think we take the bottom route. He creates a bunch of blue too, so that's even perfect. Is there anything good down this route? No. Yes, what's this? All allies gain arcane at start of future battles. That seems very tempting. That seems very, very tempting. Not sure if I go for it though. But anyways, let me go get this thing upgraded. So let's go grab our tribute. And let's go gold medal this thing. Yeah, his gold medal is almost pure health. I believe he gains a total of like 16 health, 8 armor or something like that. I forget the exact total. But I know that this tree is... It's the opposite of support tree. Support tree has a high armor and low HP. This has a high HP and low armor. But, yeah, let me go upgrade this guy. Let's see, upgrade. Yeah, he gains, what is that? That's 9, 17 HP and 7 armor for a total of 24 additional durability per each. So that comes out to a total of 96 additional stats. So that's not too bad at all. 96 additional stats off of that. Anyways, let's go upgrade him. First one, we just throw in 1. Yeah, you're a thing, so we'll just do the 1 for now. Put you in there, 100%, boom. Now we have him at 1. Do a double. Oh, takes forever to go. There we go. Do a double then. And then get him up by 2. Okay, and then we do just a single Cedric. Otherwise, we'd have to do 3 Asmins, which is not the way to go. The better way, of course, is just to do a single Cedric, and that counts as 3 Asmins. The one above the rarity will always just count as 3 for it. And then boom, there we go. Another gold. One closer on the achievement. And now he has a bunch more durability, so he won't die. There we go. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the battle. Where was it? Oh, duh. I'm like trying to find a faction, which is in top right. That's not where we need to go, though. We need to go through it this way. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to go get Arcane. Arcane seems somewhat useful. You have Yagoi but never used them? You should definitely consider it. Oh, Yagoi is definitely good to upgrade. It just takes forever. I'm about 6 Anus away from finally having him fully upgraded. But he's pretty hard to upgrade since he's a legendary. So he takes quite a long time to go get up. Okay, through that, ignore skulls. They shouldn't matter too much. I say that, I should probably start grabbing some of them though. Ideally I want to go all true damage route. But I don't think for every single one of these we will be able to do that. I'm still contemplating if we get Arcane or not. Because the benefit of Arcane is we gain additional magic that we can use for the final battle. Also, does this battle give web on Skull? It better not. I don't think this battle does. However, he did web me. Also, he got an annoying summon there. Oh, that could actually be really, really annoying. Because he's just going to keep summoning. Oh, no. This battle might be slightly bad. However, we could just get the other ones and just use them for skulls, so I guess that won't be too bad. But still annoying nonetheless. Okay, good. He got unwebbed. Summonings are still going to be really annoying, though. Nothing can web a random enemy. Good. He got cleansed. Gosh, he has so much summon. He's such an absurdly high amount of summon. And we don't have any way to target his summoners. We can only attack the top of his deck. Top of his team. Also, I think the weather's been getting to me. I feel like I've been getting sick. I'm feeling so under the weather the last few days. It's mostly due to the weather shift. Hopefully I'll feel better by the time I go on my trip. Because I'm definitely not canceling it. What do we even grab here? Take that for now. What else we need? Let's take that for now. We can't use first slot, obviously, until he does this thing. Or until he drops web. That's funny. He actually got a giant spider from his other cast thing. Which obviously he already has on his team as well. It's gonna get really annoying. I might just need to wait until we stack all of them and then just throw all of them at his summoner. And then work to the next one. Luckily, the summoner can't summon himself. However, the summoner can summon another summoner by summoning Web Spinner. At least the summons come in with lower stats, if nothing else. Still annoying nonetheless, though. A lot of extra turns. Not much we could use out of it, though. You can't beat Pure Faction? I feel like with 4 times Wraiths, we'll be able to get lucky enough that we just win. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up Arcane or not, though. I don't think we're going to need it. And for any amount of time the battle will take, we could probably just not go for it. However, do keep in mind, when doing pure factions of any kind these days, keep an eye on the treasure rooms, because there are such a thing as positive stats effect treasure rooms. And some of them have some pretty good ones, like Arcane, like 20% skull dodge, stuff like that. And they are very, very useful for pure faction. You tend to not really need them in many other situations, but for pure faction, they can make or break being able to actually do one. So they're good to keep an eye out on. I feel like if we weren't able to do this faction, we would consider going for that Arcane, but I feel like we can do it without getting the Arcane, so I'm not going to go for it. However, doing that other battle would be of pure benefit. There would be no downside to doing the other battle. We're going to get like 1,000 HP. This battle is going to be very weird in that I don't think he can kill us, but we can't really win in a timely manner, which is unfortunate. I think the game plan is just wait till we have full mana on literally everything. take a skull, then cast all 4. I think that's the new game plan at this point, because he's just going to keep summoning way too much. He has no real way to kill us, for the most part. Okay, so now we just need to find skulls. Or even just start casting now. I think we wait till he starts doing some of his casts first. So he wasted one of them. Let's see if we can get him to waste the other right now. Good. Unfortunately, he did web. But hopefully one of them on web in this time that it takes for us to cast all these. I shouldn't give him that. It's not too big a deal, though. Him casting that doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay, so now we have 4 casts. Let's start using them. 1, 2. Right before he can do anything. 3, 4. And now we need to find mana. Good. And dead. Now we just have to deal with Giant Spider. Which luckily Giant Spider can't summon summoners. You can only summon that little spider thing. So we should be fine now. For a time. Because it's not going to be nearly as annoying now. Because he no longer has web, nor does he have a way to summon summoners. He can still summon stuff, but no summoning of summoners. There we go. And 3 more will kill. And that'll be match. Or a couple skulls. Or never mind. We're going to need to do way more than 3. He can still summon after all. Gosh. Giant Spider. Why? Why gotta be like this? Never mind. The battle's still gonna go on for like 10 minutes. Giant Spider, why do this to us? Why you gotta be like this? Also, we're almost at 1,000 HP, by the way. Actually, were we already at 1,000 HP? I wasn't even paying attention. I'm pretty sure we already had 1,000 HP. Gosh. We'll do this to just pass our turn, because it'll give us that. And then take the other skull. Then poke him again. Then take another skull. Actually, I should have just taken a skull there and waited. Because that damage just did nothing. And then we could have waited just to use it on Spider. Let's see. Can he take any mana? No. If he get the second he can take mana, we need to deny him. But if he can't take mana, we'll just ignore the board. Skull's not enough damage, so I'm going to let him have it as Skull Distract. Let me take every green and blue to make sure he doesn't get a summon. Obviously, we wouldn't need to take any blue anyways. But I make sure we don't give him green on accident. Okay. What is this board? Is that any option? Seems like it. Unfortunately. I almost just gave him green. Never mind, I did give him green. Those are options. Something that doesn't give him blue, ideally. Good. What even is our move here? Oh, the blue. That makes sense. It gives him blue, though, unfortunately. Yep, there's him with full mana. Let's stack back up to full again, I guess. Oh, we can take a skull here. Nice. Is he going to go for something else? No. Okay. We can just skull and then hit him a bunch of times. Perfect. Okay, we won. As long as he doesn't get full mana within 2 turns. Which he shouldn't. Yep, and he skull distract, and now he's dead. And dead. Well, that took way too long to get up there, but there we go. We're almost there. That took way longer than it should have. But, down it goes. Okay, we'll take this battle. Let's just give it the final battle. Just Water Spirit, that's fine. Though there are quite a few blues. I think it's like 3 or 4. So it does gain a little bit of benefit there, but oh well. Should be fine otherwise. Yeah, I felt like I needed to deny mana a little bit more than I was. I wasn't really going for the greens as much as I should have there. At least until the end. Like, this one should be okay. I don't think anything's going to trip us up on this one. I say that, though. We'll see. Actually, I should have let him take that skull. That skull that we just took had pretty much 0 value. He's going to get Submerge, but Submerge doesn't do anything. I believe he also gains armor off of that, which also does nothing. Oh no, he does gain HP. That's bad. Armor would be fine for him to gain HP. Not so much, because that keeps him alive. Okay, now we have an issue of getting mana before he keeps casting again. Because he can heal quicker than we can do damage. If we don't keep Skull Distracting. Which is problematic. Same color as Web Spinner too, and going to be nearly as annoying. He can create a bunch of blue for us, however it will cost us mana for him to create blue, which is kind of counterproductive. Especially since he might feed his own team with it. I don't know, maybe we do have to go for skulls against him. I just don't feel like we could press damage enough. I think at this point I might just wait and fill up the others. No, actually, never mind. I'll go for the poke. Just have to be really careful about denying his mana properly. I wanted to skull distract, but there's nothing good for us to take, so I'm just gonna have to go for it. He did not take green there for whatever reason, so that's good for us. Unfortunately, we don't have any good move on this board. Actually, is that brown the only move? Looks like it. At least we have an option out of it, if nothing else. Double option. There we go. Nice. Can we cascade that skull? No. Can we skull distract with it? Hopefully. Actually, do I just go for it? Actually, I might just go for mana. 2 skulls on the board. So if I take yellow again, it's going to move the other skull out. Actually, that's fine. We'll do it that way. If I can skull distract him again somehow out of pure luck, he actually is going to take the skull instead of heal. Unfortunately, the AI was not dumb enough to do that. Very unfortunate. I still got skull distracted though, just not on the turn I wanted it to. Otherwise, he could have already been dead. But, yeah, one more lifesteal will kill. There we go. Okay, main threat down. And not even that he was threatening, it's more so that he was just delaying the battle like crazy. But now he won't be able to gain durability, which is good. Oh, he just drained one of my further back ones. That's actually beneficial to us, because it just gave us more blues that we can actually use to go get mana. Do I bother with skulls? I guess. Why not? Obviously don't want our first slot dying. Might as well get the other guy to full mana since he's already so close. And might as well hit him with a few more skulls since it's so close to doing physical damage. Actually, at this point, I think we kill it with skulls and just get all of our full mana so we have it for the next one. And then kill the next one off of true damage. But kill the first one that we have off of skulls. I think we'll be able to get away with that. We just need 3 more skulls. I need to cast 1 true damage at it just to speed it up slightly. I don't have the last one yet, so we'll still wait for now. Oh, the only problem with that is it can drain us. Okay, maybe I should go for the abilities now. Just because that drain's going to be a bit annoying. I think it doesn't have Devour Rate, right? No, it can only Devour Submerged. For a second, I thought that was the Devour Blue thing. But no, the one that's like that is like that worm-looking thing with all the teeth. Should we upgrade to Mythic the treasure in the vault that we get on Delves? No, there is no benefit to upgrading the treasure. It does absolutely nothing. It's just upgradable for the sake of upgrading it. There is actually no benefit to actually upgrading those things. The game doesn't really explain that anywhere, but there is no benefit to upgrading treasure. It is completely pointless. It's mostly just done for completionist purposes to have them ascended. They're not even required for any kingdom, so that too is technically pointless. Other than just for the sake of having them upgraded. But there's no direct benefit to doing so. They're the exact same. I believe they have even the exact same stats too when upgraded. It's kind of weird. But I think they did that deliberately so you could set them for low options for PvP. Because there was a reason within matchmaking why they did it like that. Because there was a small exploit that people were using in that they would leave troops deliberately low and set it on defend, so their teams would die quicker. However, they made treasures so they wouldn't upgrade in stats, so that you could just do that with treasure instead. So that people didn't need to deliberately keep their troops low in order to utilize that method. Instead of fixing PvP matchmaking. Let's see. Let's get this guy to full before we go into the other thing. And just spam one of each. Also, I gotta be careful. First slot can actually die here. If we're not careful. I might need to get slightly more life steals on him. Oh, no wonder why they're almost dying. That thing deals triple damage. Oh, no. Oh, mistakes were made. That does triple damage to blue. That is very problematic. I believe it's random enemy, though. You don't have to... Oh, he gets to choose the target. We're gonna lose a troop. Oh well, we don't have to do Deathless. But that is very, very, very problematic. Okay, any blue or purple we have to take. 100%. He cannot get any of that mana. Do I Skull Distract? I believe the answer is no, just because we don't have another option. Okay, do I grab blue here? Probably. Need to make sure he doesn't, so I kind of have to. Unfortunately, he gets purple off it. I could try for it off the sky, but he gets full mana if I miss. And it's more likely that I'll miss, so I'm probably just going to take blue here. Oh, we got Entangle too. Oh, did I give him Entangle on Skull? That's unfortunate. That's almost worse than giving him the other thing. Okay, he did not kill us. That's rather lucky. That is rather lucky indeed. Grab all that manas. Take some yellow into extra turn there. Grab Skull to brown. Come on, a little bit more mana. Oh no. Never mind, you naturally have Entangle on Skull. I didn't even realize he had that. Wow, this troop is so good in this one really particular situation. Normally he would not be that viable. Though in this exact instance in time, he's being very strong. Let's see. Okay, good. He did not kill our first slot yet. Though he is in one-shot range, I think. Depends how much our skull reduction actually is. I don't want to find out, though. Please don't get skull. Okay, we won. We just need to cast twice, and that's enough so he doesn't die. And that's enough so he does die. There we go. That was almost very problematic, but we won. Okay, final battle. Will 4 Wraiths actually kill? Apparently, it should be able to. We were able to almost do it last time with basically 1 Wraith without extra stats. And now we have extra stats and 4 Wraiths. Which means 4 times the true damage. Since we can now spam 1 each and go crazy with them. Alright, let's start doing it. We have all of them up actually already. Nice. 1. I should probably take mana every single time we can, if it's available. I'm going to completely skull distract though. We give him 100% of every skull. We have so many Wraiths that we literally don't take a single skull this entire battle unless we have absolutely no other option. I should have taken that yellow first. Because now we're going to run out of options. Fail. I really should have taken that yellow. Mistakes were made. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to actually take some skulls. It's because we use so few colors. Problem. We're not going to be able to get him killed in time. Actually, that's not true. Actually, yes, that is true. Unless we get really lucky off a cascade here. Go, yellow. Nope. He didn't go for it, though, at least. We'll take a blue here. Hope for Surge. Good. He has full mana. That is very problematic. Please get skull distracted. Good. Actually, he didn't get skull distracted, but that still works. There we go. Gosh, 4 times Wraith is broken for the stealth. It is so ridiculously broken. Honestly, he might be one of the best rares in the game now. He's not like a board control kind of rare, so he's not good in that regard. But of the non-support rares, he's probably the best tank of any rare. As well as the just lower rarity in general. 65% score reduction into a decent lifesteal. It's not that bad at all. A 65% score reduction prior to him, I believe, has only been exclusive to Legends and Mythics. He's the first thing below Legend that has 65% score reduction, if I'm not mistaken. So really viable early mid-game kind of thing. Obviously later in the game there are better options. But it's definitely not bad. If we're doing pure faction, he seems to be the best thing this faction has in that regard. And the reason the legend doesn't really isn't as useful is you can't really get as much mana loop, so his final trait doesn't really do as much. And the other reason is his damage output is physical instead of true damage. And if you're already using half your team as Wraiths, which is true damage, you might as well do a full team of true damage, which is a full team of Wraiths, since no other true damage exists in this kingdom, or I should say faction. Okay, 2 down, and we haven't lost a single one, though it looks like we're about to lose first slot. However, that's not really too big a deal, given that we have a whole army of Wraiths behind it. We could still lose this, though. It's not over yet. He does have really high spell damage casts. Though we're going to get to a point where we can probably deny out the rest of his mana once we get this next one killed. After that goes down, we should just be able to go and get out based on mana blocking him. And then just occasionally poking the mana we need. He nearly got trolled by a frog. Yep, the, what's his name almost killed us. With the triple damage to blues, because our entire team is blue, so obviously it was very effective. It also had Entangle on Skull as a trait, which was also effective against us, since we were also poking him with skulls. So like everything he had was like perfect for that situation. Normally he's not considered that viable of a troop because his base damage is relatively low. Then in the context of delves, he has so much boost ratio for higher stats that he's actually not that bad. Assuming that your opposing team is pure blue. Which in this case, we were pure blue against them. Okay, I'll grab that yellow. Obviously still need that true damage. We can still lose this. Gotta be very, very careful. I need to deny every blue and red we see. Purple we can ignore a little bit, but every blue and red one... Oh gosh, I just gave him some. But every blue and red we do have to be very careful around. Oh gosh. Come on, those are coming off a sky though. I can't even take that because it's going to give him blue chance. I'm going to have to take it that way. Just to deny his blue chance. Okay, we can kill it in a skull plus true damage now. Okay, I guess I take this blue. Skull will kill. Okay, 1 versus 1. And now we just need to heavily deny blue and red. Blue we're already going to do. Red we do have to go out of our way for. Grab our skull that we need. Not sure if we even bothered with too many skulls, but oh well. That red I do have to deny. He's 1 mana away. Poke him some, get our HP back. Yeah, we should be fine. Oh, why did I leave him that blue? I saw that like last minute. We'll deny that red though. Ooh, double kill? That's not good. Problematic. Oh yeah, gotta be careful with skulls too. We reduced it a lot, but he still has a pretty high value. This is not looking good. He could win. I'm gonna actually let him have that yellow, because then we can take blue skull. This still give him red though. Very unfortunate. I guess I try for brown off a sky and try for the red or the double blue or the skull. Missed all 3. I think we give him skull here just because I need to deny the blue and take blue myself. Here we take the blue again. Unfortunately not full mana due to no surge. Nothing I need to deny here, so let's go for casts, even though it blocks our other guy. But we need the life to not die. I can't take this yellow because it's going to give him too much value, so I'm going to have to take this purple. Unfortunately that gives him red, but we get blue. That gives him more red. To skull or not to skull? I believe the answer is not skull. I need to think out this turn. I don't think we skull, but the problem is he might kill our first thought if I don't skull. How much damage is he? That's a lot of damage. I actually do have to go for skull just to make sure our first slot lives. He got a skull follow-up. Why? That's problematic. I can move in a way that doesn't give him mana, though, at least. Good. Oh, I have to give him red, though, if I want that blue. And I have to take the blue, otherwise he gets the red. I mean, or he gets the blue that I don't take, so we go for that. Take that skull. And then we lifesteal to lifesteal. Unfortunately, he just got full mana there. Problem. I think we have to do a bunch of math. How much damage is he going to do to us? Wait, that can double hit the same target, though. Let's assume he hits 1 on each. No, we just have to do first slot. It's going to be enough. You can tell just by looking at it. His damage is... Let's just get a calculator out. What's half of that number? What's half of 138 plus into that? Let's see. Actually, I could just times that by 1.5, couldn't I? Times 1.5 equals 207 damage. Oh, we could theoretically live on both. Right? Unless he double taps one. I guess we just hope he doesn't double tap one, I guess. It seems safer to go down the route of first slot, though. The biggest issue here is if he double taps the same one, it dies. Regardless of which way we do it. However, if he hits both of them once, we live on both. We've only lost, what, once or twice? I think we only lost once so far. We've only lost it with 1 attempt. However, this last one is a little bit of a sticky situation. Because... Okay, so he's going to do 207 damage. if he hits both of them once. So I think we risk it and go our second one. This will leave us in a worse situation if he double taps one. However, if he doesn't double tap one, we should be in a better situation. He double tapped one. Though luckily he double tapped the weaker one and the one that we did cast. So that's actually beneficial because now we still get a cast for free. And now we just have to hit him basically twice and we win. However, he can still easily win this if we're not careful. So what's the safest move? I think taking this for Sky double red to deny his red. And that will also make it so he'll take a red, which will give us a skull chance. Unfortunately, this will give him a chance at skull. Luckily, he didn't get it, though we got it. And one more skull will take it. That would have been amazing if he didn't go for it for whatever reason. Okay, we are frozen. However, we're only frozen on what we have. So we're only frozen on blue, yellow, and skulls. So if we were to get any kind of other extra turn like green, we would still have an extra turn. However, unfortunately, we cannot take any of those. So I guess we just take a red. I can also take a blue-red, I mean a purple-red, but that's actually not beneficial in any way. So we're going to do this and hope he doesn't get skull out of it. Good. Next move. I could try for Sky Red and get that into double purple into an extra turn. That also goes for a blue attempt if we get lucky enough on red. I guess we go for it. Nope. We could try for a skull over here. Didn't get it. Oh, I got to deny red, but it gives him skull chance. I think we go for it. Good. He did not take it. We can extra turn to green and try for blue off the sky or double skull areas. Didn't get any of those. We can try just for standard blue. Probably give him a skull, but we get our mana. Which way do we take this? What's a safer way of taking it? I think taking it up this way. Because at least gives it a chance that he can't take blue as a follow-up. What even is this board? We just have to take brown. Oh, never mind. We have purple. Oh, we also have green. Well, definitely don't want to take green because that gives him a guarantee blue. Actually, that's fine because it gives us guarantee skull if he takes it. So you know what? I am going to take that. Because even though that gives him blue, that gives us the final skull to win. There we go. Well, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be at the end. But, nonetheless, second try. And apparently 4 times Wraith is the way to go. What a weird way to run Pure Faction. But, there we go. If we go over to our faction now, we now have 2,500 Frostfire keep. So we finally got that thing maxed. And that also means it's code time. And that also means we get a bunch of Dr. Snow. So we now got a snowman. So let's go equip him. Actually, let me go give out the code first. Then we'll go equip him. But anyways, here's the code, everyone. Enjoy. Use it on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Simply click that link. Your invite code's found in your settings menu. Redeem code is those random numbers and letters in chat. Just copy paste it. And give same reward as always. 200 souls, 2,500 gold, 2 treasure maps, and 1 gem key. Enjoy, everyone. There you go. All that nice loot. And now let's go equip the penguin. I mean the penguin. The snowman. There we go. And we got ourselves a snowman for the holiday. Actually, let's go dress up. Let's see. Let's go make ourselves look festive. I don't think the rest of our outfit can really be changed to anything too festive, though. Let's see. Oh, let's go into Death Knight. Matches a bit more. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We can go Celestial. It's like the whitest one we can get. And then let's change appearance to... I don't know. Do we have anything that we can make it look like a snow wolf? Or a snow leopard? Let's see. Do we have a nice white? Let's see. Let's make it into like a snow leopard kind of thing. I don't think it has a very white though. It's like a silver. Let's see, anything else? Hey, it could just match its thing. Doesn't match it that well though. We don't have a really white. I don't know, I guess we kind of have to go to gray. It's like the closest we can go and make it like all white with it. Oh well, let's go with that. There we go. Santa beard. There we go, nice. We got Pure Faction done. And we did it level 100 Horde. And we did it with only 5 potions, which was 35 extra bonus. So it only cost us 2,110 gems to complete. 2,110, which obviously isn't cheap, but given how big our stack is, that's not too bad of a cost for a Pure Faction and all the other loot we get along the way. But unfortunately, that's not leaderboard because people go crazy with leaderboard. I think leaderboard's like 3 million minimum or something. Even higher than that, 3.4 million. And we're not even half that, so obviously we didn't reach that. Had no intentions to. Just wanted to get the thing done. But anyways, let's go do all of our other small dailies and then probably wrap up because, gosh, that took a while. Mostly because some of those battles were a bit slower than I thought they'd be. Definitely not a quick faction to run. However, it does seem like one of the easier ones. Not the easiest, but definitely one of the easier ones. Because you have 65% score reduction into a lifesteal, which is a really nice combination. Because that means you can build a pure true damage team while having really decent skull reduction. I'm not sure if you can run that without potions, though. It seems difficult enough that you would still need potions. However, not so difficult that it would be annoying if you did have potions. Like, with a few attempts, you'd probably be able to pull through with 4 Wraiths. Just off of luck, even if you're slightly lower stats. However, it is pretty easy to be higher stats than that by getting the Horde upgraded more. I only went with level 100 Horde. Though theoretically it was 150 because I did get Stormheim maxed. If you have Stormheim at level 14, it will increase your bonus to 50% for that area. Also, if you have it at level 12, I believe you get 25%. So you get a little bit extra benefit. So it's basically the equivalent of 125 if you have it at 20% at 100. And obviously 150 if you have it at 50% at 100, which is how we went. So even though we ran at 100, it was theoretically like running at 150. But still less than what a 200 bonus would have been. And if we would have actually upgraded to 200, it would have been the effect of a 300. Which is not bad at all. Obviously, we didn't go down that route. That would have been... That's probably more stats than you would need. By a very large margin. Especially if you're running it with potions. If you're running it without potions, you'd probably need to have that. The 200 with a 50% bonus. However, if you're running it with potions, I don't think that's going to matter. Oh yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff next stream. Next stream will be the first stream where we have epic tasks. Next stream will be the first stream we'll have the 6 new Guardians. So I'm not sure how much I'll be doing on that stream. Next stream we'll be doing some Guild War preparation with all the changes that have been occurring recently. As well as... I think that was mostly it. So the new tasks, the new Guardians, and Guild War preparation. It will be tomorrow night. And I guess technically going over to 2 new troops, so I don't think either of them are so relevant that we'd really need to go over them much. The 6 Guardians are much more relevant than that, particularly the stronger few of the Guardians that are coming in tomorrow. And I will be maxing out all of them immediately. But if anyone has any other questions, now would be a great time for them. If you have anything about questions about next week, questions about what's happening tomorrow in 4.7, or anything like that. Because a lot of 4.7, even though the update was technically, 5 days ago or so, the update is theoretically actually tomorrow. In the sense that, like, 80% of what the update does occurs tomorrow, rather than when the update actually happens. Also, don't forget, it's Diamond Day, so definitely don't forget your delves today. Most valuable day to do delves. Also, Scorpio is still in drop table. So if you have 4,000 and we're still considering him, he's still in drop table, and he's still just as viable as ever. He's arguably the best, one of the best troops to have in the game right now, due to how effective he is at running Pure Faction. Or sorry, not running Pure Faction. Running level 12 Explorer. He's pretty much the best level 12 Explorer option in the game, which is relevant for token grinding, as well as gold farming, as well as like a lot of grinding in the game. Like so many things can be done with Explorer 12 these days. And he's the quickest option in the entire game from what I'm aware of. I still have yet to see any team that can win quicker. There's teams that can get shards quicker. However, there is no team that can get gold quicker while still gaining shards and while cycling as quick through battles while doing 12. Because there are teams that can get shards quicker by following and chasing 20%. However, their speed per battle is lower due to having to change kingdoms to follow 20%, as well as they just run a few seconds slower per battle naturally. Like they average around 35 to 40 seconds, whereas Scorpius averages around 30 seconds. And while you do get technically slightly more shards, if you can win in 35 seconds with 20% chasing, it comes out to less wins per hour and per minute, which means less gold. And technically less hero class XP if you were leveling a class. It would also mean less gnomes if that was relevant to the week. Oh yeah, Possessed King is definitely worth considering. He is required to get Darkstone to 10 stars, which is a magic kingdom, so it's pretty relevant. Not to mention he's a great utility troop for mana accumulation. I personally don't use him too often, however, even if you don't plan on using him much, or if you ever get tired of using him, he will permanently give you a +1 magic bonus due to him being the only Darkstone mythic currently, which is required to go get upgraded in order to get that magic bonus. At least currently, until we get another mythic from the kingdom. Though even once that kingdom gets another mythic, Possessed King will probably still be the better option of the two, most likely. Though we haven't have that confirmed yet, because I don't believe we know when next Darkstone mythic's coming. Should I go double check real quick? Do we know? I don't think we know. I'll go double check. Do we know when next Darkstone mythic is? Control find. Darkstone. Are you a mythic? Next Darkstone mythic is happening. However, we don't know the date. But based on approximation, it looks like it's coming in around March or later. Actually, later. Actually, let me type in mythic and see how many away it is, and then we can kind of get a date for it. Only 2. So it's coming in around it's coming either early February or early March then. Is when it's coming. Either the beginning of February or the beginning of March. Because there's only 2 mythics there. Which means, if that's the case, then that means Darkstone, next Darkstone mythic is February, whatever first Friday of February is, whatever date that is. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. So that's actually kind of around the corner. Relative to mythics coming out, that's pretty close. Because that's less than 2 months from now. It's like a month and a half. Let's see, is he actually viable? That would make sense to check. However, he could easily get tweaked before his release, so do be wary of that. But is he actually viable? Never mind. I can't tell because none of his things are determined yet. All his things are not said. He's in the files, but he does not have a mana cost, he does not have an ability, and he doesn't have any traits. So never mind. I can't check to see if he's viable because we don't know any info on him yet. We probably will as of next patch. But next patch is still probably mid-January or so. So we still got a little while till then. So never mind on that. Fail. But anyways, let's see. Let's go and grab, I guess this is a quick explore battle. Run through one cycle because we still need a few kills for that. And then probably wrap it up. Let's see. Let's just go through Scorpius kill. Get out the almighty Scorpius. What troops would you prioritize getting from Chaos Portals? You already got the Truffles. Well, Truffles is definitely good. It really depends on what kind of troops you want, for the most part. Because it depends on player to player. However, if you're at a point where you're starting to upgrade kingdoms to any capacity, I would advise doing a lot of your hunting in the underworld based on that. So, for example, going and getting All-Seeing Eye, because that's a magic kingdom, and then getting Darkstone to 5 stars in order to get that one magic bonus is very useful, and All-Seeing Eye is associated with that. So doing them based on that upgrade is probably the way to go. The easiest way to check this is go and search by kingdom when you're going and upgrading them, and click on Show All. This will show all the ones that are unowned, and any troop that you ever see in any kingdom page like that shows 2 different things, like it says the kingdom and then it says something else. That something else is the faction. And in every single one of those situations, that's probably going to be your main priority, because you know that you can get those faction troops a lot easier if you're just hoarding some shards and saving them solely for the purpose of upgrading kingdoms. And honestly, beyond getting double truffle, I almost feel like that's a strategy, is get double truffle, then you do All-Seeing Eye because you definitely want that for Darkstone for magic, and then you do any of the other magic ones, which I believe, oddly enough, Darkstone's the only one. I don't think any of the other ones have one yet. And then you go over to just doing them based on kingdom upgrade priority. And then whenever you want to go and upgrade a kingdom and you're a little bit short, you just simply go and do a bunch of shards at that faction, and then boom, you just cover that gap by getting a bunch of low-level things that you can easily upgrade. Mirage Queen is useful. However, a newer player would need 2 orange orbs to upgrade it, because newer players do tend to be a little bit low on arcanes. But yeah, we're getting Mirage Queen off a Sunken Fleet could be useful. It's really good for role-playing teams. The only problem with that is getting it traded from an early game perspective. But it is a nice utility to have nonetheless. Because it's Rowan is already something you're going to have and probably be using in early game anyways. The only issue is you do have to go out of your way to get traits on it. But it's probably worth it overall for the bonus that you end up getting. It's 50% elemental bonus, which honestly is probably one of the best 50% that's in the game these days. It's basically as good as 50% divine bonus that they actually nerfed down to 40% because it was so good. However, for whatever reason, they haven't nerfed elemental yet, which is nice. So now elemental bonus is just absurdly good because it basically has the similar synergies as divine does in most situations. And in some cases, even better. But yeah, it's easily the strongest 50% in the entire game right now. Is elemental off of Sunken Fleet faction, off of shards. Luna is Luna's not particularly good for the most part. Like, it's not bad, but from a newer player perspective, you wouldn't really necessarily need it due to its high inconsistency. It's also one of those legends that is kind of required to be upgraded to be fully functional. And generally, as a newer player, you don't want to be focusing on as many things that have to be required that are legends or mythic to be traded. You ideally want to be using some options that don't necessarily need it, as you normally save more of your trade stones for upgrading to 5 stars rather than upgrading legends or mythics. You can still obviously go for legends or mythics, but you ideally keep your orange orbs for doing that, whereas you use all your other ones in order to upgrade kingdoms. So you don't tend to have that many spare arcanes until you reach late game. In all of early game and mid game, you pretty much are almost zeroed out on arcanes the entire time. Like, you'll be lucky if you have over 20 or 30 at any given time, because the second you get any, they get used immediately. In most situations, better they're saved to get the kingdom up. There we go. Alright, let's go get this chest. 4 more battles. Harping Mage is good to have. However, Mountain Crusher can get that done. And Mountain Crusher gets done early enough that you wouldn't necessarily need to go out of your way for it. It is a nice troop to have. It is required to be traded, though, because you need 75% mana start. It's an epic, though. Sometimes you use orange orbs in early game on epics. However, it's not advised. However, I did do it, I think, 1 to 3 times on my Switch account. Just because I didn't want to go out of my way to go grind for like an hour or 2 just to get their arcanes. Which obviously would be the better method for a epic. However, Legends and Mythics, you just always orange at any point in the game. Well, particularly in early game. The second and third traits on them. Never, ever, ever do it on their first trait. Unless you're using a Major Orange. But Major Oranges should only ever be used on Mythics, ideally. Because that's when they get their best value. Because, of course, Mythics cost the most with everything. With souls, with trait stones, and with metals. So much so I don't even have a single one upgraded with metals yet. Takes forever. But if we keep doing Explorer, we'll get enough metals eventually. Though we haven't gotten a single Nisha since we've gotten all of our Nishas. Hopefully I jinx it immediately and get a Nisha. That'd be a great jinx right there. But we'll see. But any other questions? Anything else I missed? Did you finish Pure Faction? What team? Yes. We finished Pure Faction. We used Wraith, and Wraith. A very diverse team of 1 troop. They just spam Wraith like crazy. Seems like the easiest way to go. Because it's a pure true damage team. Plus you have like 70-something% scroll reduction on each one. Because you have 65% plus an additional 25% after that 65%. That's somewhere around the 70-something. I still haven't done the math on that. Has anyone done the math on that yet? I didn't bother. I know it's around the 70-something. I just forget exactly. And that's not something I can even remotely do in my head. It's like around the 73% or something. Maybe even slightly higher than that. I know it's 70-something. Exact amount doesn't necessarily matter that much. It's almost like a Gorgolfa. It's basically all you need to know. It's about the same as a Gorgolfa 75%. Pretty much. Like, it's only 1% or 2 off from that. Is how much a Wraith's ice armor plus the 25% thing is. Oh, nothing good from that chest. There we go. Oh, at least we got a medal to go replace the medal we just got, if nothing else. It's more than 65%. He has 65%, but you also get 25% on it, but it's additive. I mean, it's multiplicit, not additive. Let's see. Which non-mythic troops do you recommend medaling first? We did a video on that a little while back. Here's the full list. Let me go get it real quick. Actually, I could just Google it. Or not Google it. I can YouTube it. Let me see. Let's open a new tabby. Here we go. 1 second. Gems of War medal. I'm just gonna type in that. Should be the first one. Strongest, easy to obtain global medal. No, that's not the right one. Let's see. Elite levels, medal usage, and best 4 troops per rarity to medal. There's the one. 3rd video on YouTube. Here you go. It'll be easier just mentioning this compared to re-explaining it all. But there's the video going over the best ones to medal. I went over 4 per rarity. We'll be also going over that slightly more tomorrow because I'm actually going to be medaling a bunch of stuff tomorrow. Mostly in the new Guardians, I believe, or at least the more useful ones of those. We might just save that for the stream, though. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we will be medaling some stuff tomorrow. Like my whole stack of medals, I was just saving to make sure any of the viable Guardians that they release we would be able to medal because they're common. So we definitely want to make sure we end up medaling them. But yeah, any other questions out there? Anyone? Or anything else I missed? But otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, about 2 hours prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have a lot of stuff to go over because that's basically when 4.7 launches, technically, since that's when we'll have the new epic tasks. That's when we'll have the new guild changes, which is applicable to Guild Wars next week. That's when we're going to have the 6 new Guardians, and they should also fix the shop. Currently, the shop is not working correctly, but I believe that's being fixed this Monday. So like 80% of the patch is basically coming out tomorrow. Basically meaning tomorrow is the 4.7 patch, essentially, in a way. Even though we theoretically already had it, but it's when everything should be working and out at that point. But yeah, feel free to leave a like. Definitely helps out a lot. Thank you for reminding everyone, Jellybean. Anyways, we'll be back soon. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And this, I believe, is our last full week as well. Because next week is going to be Christmas week. But that Saturday, I end up leaving, so that Friday night I won't be able to stream. So next week's Friday, I believe, is our last stream, right? Let me double check the calendar. I believe that is so. So this is our last full week right now, this event week, because next week on the 27th, like the later part of the 27th, I'm going to be leaving. So this is our last full week of Gems of War until the holidays. And we will still be streaming on Christmas, though, Christmas and Christmas Eve at normal time. So if anyone wants to stop by then, we will be around if you want to chill with us. Quite literally, because it's probably going to be pretty cold. But, yeah, we will be around for those times, but I will be gone from the 28th, or I should say the night of the 27th, until the night of the 6th. Possibly even the 7th. I'm going to try to do it for the night of the 6th. I'm going to be coming back on the 6th, which is a Monday. Not sure how jet lagged I'm going to be. I'm going to be coming in the later part of that day. So if I'm still going to feel up to streaming at that point, we'll see. But hopefully I will, because that's obviously a Monday, which would be a relevant time to go cover stuff. I won't be able to get the event video up that day, I'm pretty sure. But I should be able to get the Mythic video up for the 3rd. And the 27th is just Bounty Hunter, so I don't think I have much to cover. Oh, wait, no, it's not Bounty Hunter. I forgot what the 27th is. I believe it's just a Vault event, actually, is the 27th. The weekend after Christmas, I believe, is Vault event, so there's actually nothing to cover then, so never mind. We'll be able to farm that morning and kind of say our goodbyes and do whatever last-minute things we need to do in-game. But, yeah, I believe it's just Vault event, actually, now that I think about it. But this Friday is Bounty Hunter. Next Friday is Vault event, and the following event is New Mythic. I forgot what else is coming in. It might have just been New Mythic, but it might be something else. But anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful holiday, and I'll catch all of you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.